Hi everyone, my name is Sagar Kakkala, as you all know, and here we are in DevOps for day 4. But apart from DevOps, okay, I do content in like travel, finance, and bit of podcasts and a lot of other stuff as well. But everything is in a mix of one channel, so it's just a bit of how to separate content. I'll just share screen. All you had to remember is remember my name. Let's say like you could go for and search my name in Google, Sagar Kakkala, and you'll have my website, my LinkedIn, and my YouTube. I don't know why my YouTube is not coming up. Fine. Yeah. So in the website, everything is separated by contents of blog, and here it's actually finance with Sagar Kakkala. It's where like only finance and DevOps would be there in the blog, and in YouTube. It's my LinkedIn, and in YouTube, everything is separated by playlists. Let's say like these are the playlists and DevOps with Sargakala English as well, like what this live is going on. Apart from that, you have DevOps with Sargakala Telugu and finance and even podcasts. I think like if you go for home, that's where the main playlists are separated. So yes, I will dive directly into the session. So everyone here, whoever is there, like I'd suggest, like if you have not watched it till now, because it's day 4, everything is
I love
interlinked.
Monday.com.
Everything is interlinked. I would say like you have to watch till day 3 because whatever we did manually there, we are going to start automating that. So if you had not watched that, it will become a bit confusion here for you guys. Uh, yes, maybe like let's start. Till now, I'll tell like what the architecture now we had is. Let's say. Hmm. Now let's say like we had two servers and one is build server. Let's give it example of build server and other one we have is deploy server. And in build server, what we did, we had Docker installed inside it. Mm. We had Docker installed inside it. Once the Docker is installed, what we did, like we made a Docker image out of code. Second. Mm. Whatever the code is there, like we pulled the code and we like made a image out of it. Like once the image is made, like we pushed it to Docker Hub. Maybe I think yes, we pushed it to Docker Hub. And once this image is in Docker Hub, what we did in deploy server, we had installed Kubernetes. And this Kubernetes is actually run from the image which is like picks up the image which is in our Docker Hub account. And this is where our pods run. And while the pods are running, that is where our application is up. Hmm. That is how like you see this website, our website called like Gold Site e-commerce. Mm. Yeah. Mm. That is where like from the pods is where our application is running, and this is where like you'll see our application. Till here, everyone is clear, right?
Yes,
Yes. And okay, I think
yes, Sagar.
someone. Yes. And till now, what we are doing is like here inside build server, like we were actually manually like running Docker file and everything, and in deploy server, we will manually running the pods and this. Now what we'll do, since it's a bash, maybe I don't know whether it's bash is there or not. Okay, not there. Since it's a bash, like default Linux has like just like Windows has PowerShell script, Linux has bash shell. Like we will use that bash shell, and we would actually like automate this entire process. Like whatever is there, like we'll bash, like and this process as well will automate it. So both the process will automate it. That's what we'll do. And as I said, build server and deploy server. Like in build server, it's where like we have Docker, and from Docker we'll push to Docker Hub, and deploy server is where we had this. Maybe I'll just start instance now. Yes, I think I did not create a ticket for it. Yeah, deploy application in Kubernetes is done. This is done. These are like day 1, day 2 tickets. Mm, Okay, that's what we are doing now. Yes, fine. And here, like if you go for any interviews or like job description, first thing they would ask is like whether any job description DevOps, two things they would ask, whether you know Bash slash Python scripting. Either you should know Python or Bash, both would be enough. But if you are going for Bash, let's say if you know Linux commands, you already know 60% of Bash. It's just that you had to keep it in line. That's it. Let's say maybe I would take this example. Let's create a file, touchtest.txt. So now if I check, it's the file test.txt. And here one more thing, maybe I'll add it here. ls is list and touch, like these are Linux commands. Touch is like to create, and test.txt is like what file to create, and ls is like list of files inside that particular directory. And here if I give another command, as you could see, it gave additional information saying that these are like three dots, and these are like three dots, and these are like three dots. Maybe this is the homework I gave. It's like read, write, and execute access. If you could see here, this is different. This has D in front of it, but this does not have anything in front of it. D is more like a directory. Let's say if I give mkdir test, mkdir is like to create directory. It's more like your folder, you're creating folder. Okay. So now if I give, as you could see, directory is like test. It had directory and it had like different access than this. And here coming to these lines and dotted lines, I would tell how it works is, yeah, maybe I think I could take this dash, not this dash, maybe I'll just, yeah. There are, let's say you could divide it into three dashes, like first three dashes, and then the second three dashes, mm, and then the next three dashes. So what happens, like first three dashes are usually for owner, whoever created it, that is owner. And the next three dashes are for group, and the next three dashes are for maybe one second, others, like be it anyone. And here in the owner, you could see like there are three dashes, right? And how this RWX permits is like using one formula called like 4 to 1. Like here you have to remember one thing. 4 is read access. And if you go for 2, it's write access. And if you go for 1, it's execute access. And if you want to combine, like if you want owner to have both read and write access, what we should give? You should give number 6. What's number 6? Is like 4 plus 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. Like if you want owner to have all the access, like read, write, and execute, then it's 7. Like 4 plus 2 plus 1. So you understood how permissions work, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Mostly in the companies or industries, the best suited access was like 644. It's like owner would have read and write access, and the others would have only read access. So 644. Let's see how we could give the permissions. Let's say if I want to give, let's say maybe the test.txt does not have execute permissions. It is like the owner had only read and write. It's like 4 and 2. It's like 6. Now, if I want to give owner every permission, it's 744 test.txt. Now, if I give, as you could see, it had like read, write, and x is execute here. Okay, and the other one like 4 4, because you see like here it is right, it had write access. Because I gave 4, I modified the permissions. right? 4, it had only like read access, and another thing is read access. So till here everyone is clear on the permissions part, right?
Yes, Sagar.
Yes,
Sagar,
sir.
Mm.
I have one doubt here.
Yeah.
You are you are saying about LTRH, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What does it mean, and what is the CH mod here?
Chmod is what do you say, like change or modify? I forgot exactly. It's like you are modifying the permissions. There is something like chown. Chown is like change ownership. So there are particular basic Linux commands like where you could modify permissions or groups or owners and everything. Okay, fine. I think even
Yeah.
LTRH full form I forgot, to be honest. Maybe I'll check it later. It's
Sure.
just
Yeah.
yes, this. You could mute yourself, like there is a disturbance from. Actually, I'm speaking bit low because I'm in room. Is it fine or?
Yeah, that's
Fine,
fine.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
and
fine.
yes, and now why I told about permissions is like if you want to write a bash script, like if you want to run a bash script, it must have execute permission. X is execute. Unless it has execute permissions, it will not run. It will not consider as a bash script. Let's say how I could create a bash script is like maybe like I'll create directly vi whatever bash script is, you had to name it as .sh, just like file ending. File ending must be .sh. Okay. Maybe like I'll give it manually first. Let's say if I want to create mkdir, not mkdir, touch test2 and echo. How are you? Where is the question mark here? Fine, whatever it is. And this is called as append. Oh, okay, 1 second. Where is this? Mm, test2. Okay. So as you could see, it touch created a file test2 and echo is like where is that? I mean like I appended this. How are you inside this? If I give cat test2, it actually showed the contents of it. So this, if I want to automate it, it's just simple command. First I gave touch, then I gave echo, then I just checked. Simple thing. I'll do it using bash. Let's say test.sh. Oh, okay. Hmm. Some slash bin slash okay bash. Array. Okay. Only the first line would be the comment, and if you give here, like let's say if you give here this, bash would not consider this. It's like comment. It will not consider anything. It's more like whatever you want to tell. Like this below line is for testing or something. Only the first hashtag would be considered to pick up what shell to be used. That's it. So if I give like let's say touch test3 cat, not cat, sorry, echo. I am fine. Yes, I had given the script, but now if I want to run the script, let's say dot slash test dot sh. Okay, like if you want to run, like whatever the path is, let's say like if you want to run the script from any other path, you should know the path. PWD is present directory, or dot is even called as present directory. So it's like instead of dot slash, you should examine, like you should think it is more like home slash, like Ubuntu slash test.sh. That's how it's running. Dot is like present directory. That's it, like dot slash test.sh. It failed because it does not have execute permissions. So simply let's see what permissions it has. Okay, so I could give sudo. Not sudo is not even sudo is only when you create for root. I'm giving 7 like so that it has read write execute. Owner, because the owner is Ubuntu, I could actually give that. As you could see, the script has run. Just now, cat test 3. So here, you guys understood, right? How bash script works. It's just like if you know Linux, half of the things are already done. Okay.
Sagar, why test 3 has created?
Acha.
You're running test, right?
I created script that way, right? Let's say, let's what is there in test.sh. If
Yeah,
you see, I created test 3.
appending, yeah. You're
Yeah,
appending, yeah.
yeah, here I appended it. That is where it created test 3, and even it ran like I am fine. Because if you remember, here I did it manually. I created test 2 and then I checked it. Here, same thing I asked bash script to do. It's more like automation. Got it
Yeah,
right? Got it right. Now we'll get into our subject now. I think like it's in day 3. Mm. The basics of bash are clear, right? Yes, this is the one. Hmm. So here, same thing. So here what I did, like these are the Docker commands. Like instead of running this Docker command, what it does, it removes every image. It removes all the images from the Docker, but do not run it in a company. It's just because it's a demo. That's where I'm removing all the images and creating a new image. That's it. And here, what I did, it's like I removed existing directory. Maybe I could actually better. I'll do it manually first and then yes, here one more thing to update. I had updated this GitHub repo with DevOps interview questions, one repo, where you could add the files. Based on that, I could approve the PR if required. Mm, yes, let's go for a day 4. Maybe it's better from here, I guess. Yes. So if I run this commands, let's say if I run this commands, let's do this manually first so that to understand it better. Okay. What it does, it removes all the existing images. Okay, let's say. Okay, I had to give sudo. As you could see, it had an image before actually. I forgot to show you. It removes the existing image and then where is GitHub repo? Here's the tab, yeah. Mm. And here I created a directory called gold. Let's say it does not exist, so it will not do anything. This command is just like a waste. But if it has gold directory, let's say if someone created mkdir gold, if it has directory, what it does, it will let's say now, let's see. Mm. As you could see, gold is a directory. Now if I run that previous command, it will just remove the gold. I hear rm minus r is like a remove directory gold. That's it. So what I was doing is like if there is any existing directory, remove that directory, delete that directory. Once the directory is created, like get inside the directory. cd is like change directory. Now cd gold. Maybe here is where things get interesting, I guess, because yesterday the repo did not work. So I was cloning this repo itself. If this repo don't work, I'll go for another thing. Hmm. Okay, now what I had to do, once this is done, this is day 4, right? Let's say now I had to get into day 4 and I had to also get into gold site e-commerce. Like this is where our Docker file lies because initially I told, right, we had to create a Docker file. Okay, I think it does not have any contents. I don't know why. Yes, yes, yesterday something happened. I missed that. Maybe let's say not this. Maybe we'll clone a file where we have it in day 2 and cd day 2. It's more better, I guess. Okay, fine. I think let me actually. You guys understood what I did, right? Because gold set e-commerce is not there. I deleted it directly. That's it. Sudo rm minus r gold. It's better sudo. Because in day two we have Docker file, so that is where I was actually cloning from there. So that I actually thought of keeping it both in the same repo, but somehow that does not appear. So this is the file that we had to run to create a Docker image. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, and actually, like these things are like when you had Docker set up already. If Docker is not set up already, then this won't work that efficiently, this bash script. And Docker Hub account as well must be set up already, which we discussed in day two. Hmm. Yes, where is this? Day4 bash. Hmm. Okay, I had to like get into this. And next. Till here, are you guys confused or are you guys understanding like what it is doing? Because these lines and all, like what Docker does and everything, actually I explained in day two. That's where I'm not going in to depth of explanation again. Yes, yes. KVS, do you want to ask something?
No, I can understand everything. It was good for me.
Okay, fine. Let's wait. Maybe it will take some time, I guess. Yeah. Meanwhile, let's check our Docker. Anyone joining? No. Yes, this is the React micro hiatus. Okay, 13 days ago we pushed the image. Fine. So it's 13 days ago. It must be pushed recently because it has tags latest itself. Because it's the same tag, it'll update this itself. And okay, we are running it manually, right? Sorry, I forgot this. Let's go for GitHub. We are at this step. And yes, like you had to make sure that you did the Docker login, else this step won't work. And this is actually my Docker Hub user ID, like whatever is your Docker Hub user ID, you had to use there. It's like this. And the contents of Docker file, like what it's doing and everything, it's actually in data itself. And you'll have explanation there in the video, like what each file does and like how multi-stage build is working as well. This is actually a multi-stage build. Yeah, meanwhile, if you guys have any queries, you could ask. It might take some time, I guess.
Sagar, I felt it could have been better if we have covered a Linux session before this one, maybe. Since you are saying 60% of a Linux is bash, right?
Yes, but here the project I did not focus on individual tools. Like if I go for Docker, I had to explain Docker, but I gave homework. I don't know whether you're there in the group or not. If the homework is done, this would be actually a cakewalk.
Yeah, I have started it yesterday, so yeah,
Okay.
it might take some time for me to catch up.
Okay. And because if I go for each tool, let's say if I want to teach Docker, and if I teach Docker, it will take like 3 days, and then to use Docker, it will take another 4 days. So we will just, what do you say, increase our time. It's just here, we will learn like how to use it. It's just now Bash, it's where like I'm trying to tell how to use it. That's it, not what it is. More like, and as I said, like how different tools are connected with each other. Maybe I could show here itself. Maybe in Telugu it's done, so that's where I could show. Hmm. Yeah, I think like by the end there would be some more tools added. These are all the tools we will do. Now we are here at Bash, like we'd use a Docker, Kubernetes, AWS, Git, GitHub, like, but we still had to use all these tools. And complete flow of architecture would be something like this. In build server, you would have all these tools and like complete infrastructure, like how it's connected. In deploy server, as of now, we have Kubernetes, and then we'll get into Prometheus, Grafana, and even Argo CD as well is inside deploy server. So how these are synced and how architecture comes, how Ansible helps, how Jenkins helps in the flow. So it's more like how tools help each other and how you connect the tools so that it's more like developers' work is just write the code and everything would be taken care by DevOps engineer. So that's what this project is focused on. But if I go for individual tools, it will take very lot of time. So that's where I was just giving homework that part. Yes, fine, right?
Yeah.
Yes, as you could see, now the image is created. Now, only thing we have to do, here is day 4. Since I did Docker login already, it will not ask for me again. Maybe if it asks us, well, no worries. Okay, sorry. Okay, it should be React Micro KTS, my bad. Mm, Okay, so it got tagged and next. As you could see now, Docker Hub will have this new one. It's 13 days ago. Yes, a few seconds ago. So the Docker Hub image has been pushed. So as the beginning, as I said, right, it will push to Docker Hub. So this actually we ran it manually. If I want to run it with the repo, maybe 1 second, I'll change this because if I delete the Docker image again, it will take a lot of time. So that's where I'm commenting this. Later I'll come and comment. Hmm. It's now a simple thing of, let's say, yeah, git clone. You understood the manual steps, right? What we did, that's it. We just it's like build.sh, why it's script and everything. Okay, now it's done. Let's say now where it has to go. cd day4 and here is cd bash And here is build script. And here one more thing, as I said, like it should have the permissions, right? If you're running, it does not have execute permissions. As simple as that, just modify before running and then just dot slash build.sh. Since Docker has layering architecture, as I said, it will build it fast enough because already it built it once. Yeah, meanwhile, let's turn on like Kubernetes as well. You understand what we are doing is like there are two scripts here, build.sh and deploy.sh. As simple as that, build.sh we will run in here, build server, and deploy.sh script we will run in deploy server. That's it. And here, like we had to run it individually, like build and this. But if you want to run from a single server, that is where like we'll use the help of Ansible. So if you want to run from here to here, so that's where like we'll take help of Ansible, and that like we'll discuss tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, let it take time. Let's turn on deploy server. Okay, this one I had to update in GoDaddy. Here's GoDaddy. Where is DNS here? Okay. Okay, it's still building. Fine. Security. Security group rules. Okay. Okay, it has 80 port open as well. Fine. Now let's log into this. Here, you know, right, this is actually not running on Kubernetes, it's running on micro-K8s. So for micro-K8s, as simple as that, you could append just micro-K8s command in between. So here, if I give, maybe yes, maybe let's go for this.
Sagar, it was a mini cube,
No,
means
no, no,
micro
no,
K8.
no, 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 no. Why I didn't use Minikube as well, I would explain. Let's say if I use Minikube, what happens is, let's say if it is our AWS EC2 instance, if I use Minikube and if I want to access my website, Minikube it will allow only locally. Like I could only access inside my AWS EC2 instance. I can't access via browser. So that's the problem with Minikube. So that is where I used micro K8s. This is actually from Ubuntu. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yes, I think it pushed the latest image. It's as I said, like you had to like update permissions this way. And now let's go for yes, this already has micro K8s. Let's say micro K8s. Let's run each command one by one. Mm, Maybe let's see. I don't think it'll appear for me. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's like it's under maintenance pods. Great. Okay. Uh, 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 uh. Oh, here I forgot to remove it from maintenance. One thing I did was micro K8s. kubectl get pods. No, get ingress minus n. This is actually done for. Yes, I'm going to delete this because I don't need this anymore. Okay. Okay, fine. I think it'll update now. Yes, it's day to Dockerize React application successfully. I think now I had to change the image. Maybe now I missed that. I would suggest like whoever is practicing, maybe I'll not do this now. Whoever is practicing, right? What you could do, it's just like let's say now it's where is on the build server. Whenever you restart pod, what happens is let's say whatever the latest image is there with the tag, it will pick up from the Docker Hub. You got it right? So if there is a new image, it will pick up from here and then it will apply the application and from there it will go here. Maybe I think let's do this itself. That's better. I think I had to change code in day 2 because it's where the day 2 lies. Mm, mm, mm. Maybe it's better if I do, else it will be create a confusion. Let's say like this is the one which has to appear if the pod is restarted and it picks up new image. And to get a new image, we had to again run this. So it's more like let's say I'm running the script again, which I missed actually. So yes, let's give it some time. Meanwhile, I'll explain this. Yes, as you could see, the let's say this command is like three times, like three, like micro KATS kubectl get pods minus minus, and let's say now where it is. If I run this command, it will show what are the pods are. Maybe like these are not required, like these are maintenance pods which you could ignore, but these are the ones that we required, like React deployment. And here grep is React, like whatever has the word React, like you bring that to me. So let's say, mm, so as you could see, only the even though it's showing like four pods which are actually originally there in this namespace, it only shows like React. It's more like find a file. Grep is like find that, like what's with this word React. These two are there. Now another command here I'm using is awk. Awk is like print output. Let's say, and here $1 is something like where you should say this is like one, like $1. This would be $2. This would be like $3. This will be 4, 5, and 6. It's more like what place it is in. So I'm telling like whatever is there in the first place, give me that output. So if I give this, as you could see, it gave me only these two. You know, like when we delete the pods, we would use this like micro KTS kubectl delete pod, and we would actually like copy paste only this. You know that, right? Like copy paste only this, and that's what I'm doing here. Like I don't know, like because it's created using deployment, so each time the numbers changes every time. So every time I can't go and manually tell like what number to pick. So that is why I'm using this command to get whatever the values is at like first place, whatever the values are there in first place, and delete that. And how am I deleting? Using a simple command. And here, this is like dollar. It's like I'm placing the entire thing in a variable. Let's say its pods ID is a variable here. It's like you're storing it somewhere, like these values. So I stored it in pods ID. Like if I give echo dollar pods ID, as you could see, this have like both these values. So I'm storing these values. Like I got these values and I stored it in pods ID. Now what I'm doing, like using like deleting these pods using this command. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, okay, let's not delete now. Maybe let's delete it once we have Docker Hub up so that we could check the application as well. Like here, it should change like automation should be done. Okay, fine. However, in 15 minutes, fine. It'll be there. Uh, 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 uh. I don't know the memory is enough or not. Let's. I shouldn't have made this mistake. It's just two layers remaining. This is the final step. Once it's done, maybe if I, as I said, like once it's deleted, whatever happens as of now, the latest image, whatever the latest image has this code, like day 2 Dockerized React application. But now we changed it, right? So it must have a different text. It means like whenever the pod is restarted or like let's say deleted, what it does, mm, yeah, it whenever the pod is deleted, it actually picks up whatever is there in this Docker Hub, like whatever the latest or whatever the tag is given, because the tag is latest now. Let's wait. Let's wait. I think the waiting itself is more for us now. Yeah, maybe once we go for Jenkins and all, like we'll not wait this much. Yeah, I mean, you could carry on if you have any doubts or something. I thought like Bash would be like in 2 minutes or 10 minutes. I didn't expect it'll take this much time. Yeah, maybe let's run this. We will run the command again. Okay, it's not found. Wait, not found. Mm, is there something wrong? Mine is in React. No. Let's go for no resources found in. Okay, okay. My bad. It's micro KTS. Hmm. Well, since the Docker image is not there, it will not show anything. And there will be no change unless the Docker has new image. But I think I would stop it here because it's taking a lot of time. What you guys understood, right? Like what should it appear? Maybe like now if you use the code, because the Docker image is not being built and it's not being sent, for us it's not being updated. But I think like everyone is clear on this, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm very sorry. It's taking a lot of time, so let me stop it here itself for me to save resources and your weekend. Mhm. Yeah, I just want to, yeah. Maybe I'll just take a picture. I'll stop recording.